What's up, guys? We are back with regularly scheduled programming, playing some rapid chess on chess.com. I'm trying to get to 2,500, and I've actually lost 634 times, believe it or not, in rapid games. And we're trying a different strategy today. The strategy is going to be this. Try not to play any crazy sacrifices or gambits, and see what happens if you just play solid and calm and collected and just play like good moves. Like that's gonna be my strategy. Not do anything crazy. And let's just see what happens. All right. So controlling the center, putting my knight out there. Okay, we have some sort of a Jobaba London. I'll just shut that down right away. No shenanigans with the knight coming here. He wants to play e4. I'm not super familiar with these lines. I'm thinking bishop f5 makes sense unless I'm missing something. E4, I'm just taking it. G4, I'm just going back. I don't believe that's bad for me. So let's play bishop f5. Okay, and there you go. I mean, this must be some theory or something. I don't really know. I'm just going to drop the bishop back. Okay, he's just coming to get my bishop. We've got two options. Option number one, h5. Advantage, we gain some space. G5 is going to happen when we move our knight somewhere and the game goes on. Okay. H6. Now if h5, we can tuck the bishop back here. A little bit of a different setup. Does it matter? Does it matter? So h6, g5 doesn't really make sense anymore because we take. So yeah, I think I'll go with h6. I don't know. I don't really know this theory. Seems like I'm playing into some line here, so we'll see. What's going on, guys? Yes, 634 bridge losses already. Exactly. All right, let's go here. We're gonna put the bishop on d6. Yes, yes. There's a good chance you were fooled yesterday. I'm not quite going for a professional bridge career right now. I do think the game is interesting, and I wouldn't be opposed to learning some more, but I'm not really pursuing that for real. Okay. So I want to play knight d7, but I can't because I lose the bishop. So I could trade, but then his knight gets to come to a nice square. But still, I think we need to get the knight out. So let's just do this. Okay, he castles. So g5 now could be a potential move that we have to keep an eye on because we no longer have the pin. This would actually just be good for white. So yeah, g5 is kind of an annoying move. So maybe I need to strike with like e5 now. Just to make something happen in the center. I guess alternatively, I could play knight b6 and then just retreat my knight over here. Let's calculate. e5. Takes. Queen can come in. Maybe we grab a pawn. Maybe we jump over here and back to d6. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Now, the only issue... Hold on. Takes. Queen moves. Do I get into trouble with like e4? The other thing I could do is play queen a5 and just try to castle queenside myself. I don't want to use too much time here, though. So this is... I mean, it feels so weird to think or even consider playing a move like knight g8. Well, there was also knight h7, which is not as bad looking. Okay, knight h7. g6 is my concern, though. Yeah, this is a big deal. I think we have to do something. This is a big deal. We can't just sit around and do nothing. So let's push and take back here with the knight. See if we can gain a tempo on the queen at least. Whoa. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I guess now we have to take the knight. And then we just recapture. Yeah, this is probably fine for me. This is probably just fine. Take with the queen. So we support the pawn here. And... Okay, fine. Do I castle? Do I take first? If I take first and they take with a pawn, then we could castle and maybe play g5. If they take with the knight, we'd have to move, but we would have time to castle, I believe. The question is, where does my queen go, actually? Here? Yeah, that is a bit scary, isn't it? Queen g6. Queen e7. Three, six, seven, 3, 6, 7. So it's even right now. No, I'm up a pawn. I have an extra pawn. So I could sack a pawn here and still be even. I'm thinking about castling, guys, is what I'm thinking about. Just castle, let him take, and then maybe play something like rook e8. Just activate all the pieces. Because this just looks too dangerous. That knight landing there with the threat of d6, I don't think we can survive that. I think we got to castle. I think we have to castle. Let him take here. And then just consider what move to play next. g5. No, I think we get a rook. I think we get a rook to the e file. Let him take here, and then we just take maybe with the queen is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Oh, there is knight e4 right here. Oops. Yeah, I didn't consider this. The problem with that move is, where does my queen go? Queen g6, we're running into rook g1. We don't want that. Queen f5, we get forked. Queen e7, rook e1 or d6 even. Yeah, d6. Queen e6. Hold on. Can I get away with this? The other option is we sack the rook. I know I said I wasn't going to do crazy stuff, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to. Six, queen e6. Where's the knight going to go? Yeah, I think we got to get rid of that stupid knight. Otherwise, we're just in trouble on this d6 square. I just don't see it ending well for us. Yeah, of course he's going to take this way, I presume. I guess you don't have to, but I'm going to take this pawn either way. I don't think our position is actually that bad. We are going to have some pawns over here that we could potentially push down the board. He does take it with the queen. Kind of weird. Let me move my knight around. Hit the queen. Let's go here. Wants to force the trade. Okay. 3, 6, 3. Yeah, actually, that does make sense, doesn't it? All right. Well, we're going to have to make the best of this. Hopefully, we can get some counterplay with our pawns over here. I'm not totally sure, but we're going to try. Let me go here. Take the pawn. Yeah, we're basically just down in exchange. Not ideal, but I think I misplayed that opening somehow. I don't know how exactly. Okay, let's at least support the knight. That's a nice looking outpost for the time being. Get my king to c7 to control the 7th rank, or we could do this instead. Okay, we'll defend. Then we can maybe bring the king. We can get my king here and play g5 and maybe win this pawn. You never know. You never know. Okay, he wants to play f4, obviously. So, what do I do about that? You have a fork, but it's not that great. It's not that great. He's going to go king d2. I guess we have to take. He's going to force the trade. Yeah, this is not what I wanted. Yeah. Because now the rook cuts my king off. This is very bad news. Maybe we get lucky and he blunders a fork. Kind of my only chance at this point. Kind of my only chance. But it's a very low chance. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's check what we did wrong. We probably messed up the opening somehow. I don't know. I felt like I didn't really understand the plans, and they did. Yeah. And we've been playing against some people that are just basically playing perfect games. Like the last 2 games, 95 accuracy is like, there's not much you can do against that. There's not much you can do. I mean, I didn't play bad. Like, Dogfish wanted me to castle kingside, so that was probably my biggest mistake right there. And then I guess the blunder later. Let's see. Yeah, I missed 94, so just missing 94. Yeah, at this point, Stockfish basically says Queen e7 is almost just as bad as Rook takes e4. Because after this, if you take back, you're just in trouble because the queen comes over. If you go here, you're just losing everything. So obviously that's going to be bad. Yeah, I just missed 94. So you miss one move, and then they just cream you. I mean, what can I say? Dodo, hey, thank you. Welcome to Grandmasters in Training. Okay, let's see. Maybe we could do like a Nimzo Indian setup. What happens if I play c5 here? I'm just kind of experimenting right now. You joined for the bridge content. Sorry to disappoint. Okay, I think I'm just going to take this pawn. I don't have to take it right now. I could just bring out my queen or something. But why not take it? Let's get the king to safety. Probably play d5 here. I could play b6 and Fee and Cheeto here. Yeah, let's get the Cheeto bishop going. We've got 2 Fee and Cheetos. Let's play d5 just to gain some space. I like my position. I think we have a good position. Actually, this square looks kind of juicy for a knight to land on. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to just go for it right now. Actually. So he's trying to stop my knight to d3 with the knight here. Interesting. I could play knight d7 to try to get rid of that and then jump in. Where's the knight going to go? I don't see too many problems with that. We could take back with the queen. And we're eyeing this square. We're looking to jump a knight there. And then maybe cause some problems for white. That's what I'm thinking anyway. All right. I think we should trade some things. Let's take this. I want to open up my bishop while it's not pinned. Oh. Did anybody in the chat see that? Did anybody in the chat see this coming? There's just a free piece there? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What are we doing, Nelson? I don't even think I have any trickery here. 93 to try to cut off the queen isn't going to work for me. Man. All right. Well, we probably have to play it just to try to mix it up a little bit. It's just a blunder. I just blundered a piece. Man. Too much bridge. I thought I could trump that knight. I thought I could trump it, but this is no trump. Okay. Queen d5 almost looks cool, but there's always going to be knight h4. And then I'm just in trouble. So we can't go queen d5. Hmm. I'm going to go here and try to get my rook lined up on the queen. So we're down a full piece. Just down a piece. With no compensation. Nice. Alexandra, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm not ready to give up on chess just yet. Boss 635 coming up? No, my friend, you're behind. We're already past that. This is already about to be the second loss. No, we've had a lot of stuff going on. Personal stuff, so I haven't really played much. I'm just kind of out of the zone. I think it's going to take a few games to kind of build some confidence and get back there, but we'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there. Maybe our opponent disconnected. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why they're thinking so long here. Right? That's an interesting move. Hmm. I'm just going to activate the pieces. I mean, I could have thought about going here, but it just kind of lets him trade too much, I think. So I'm just going to activate my pieces and see what happens. Trying to checkmate me. Okay. Try to play quickly. Maybe we can put some pressure on the time on our opponent. I really don't want to trade those rooks if I can avoid it, but I don't know if I have an option here. I could play knight b4, but that doesn't seem very good. Queen c6 check doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, I'll go with the trade. At least we can keep one pair of rooks hopefully on the board. Maybe I can attack this pawn and sneak in on the second rank. Okay, we have to watch out for this. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, should I do this? Kind of abandons my knight though, but I don't think this is a big deal. We just move our king, so shouldn't be a problem. Okay, they do attack the knight. Any advice on good bids in bridge? No, not really. Although I generally like to be aggressive, so I think the aggressive approach would be overbid and hope you make it. You'll get more points if you're right. And if you're wrong, well, then I didn't tell you that. I don't know. I don't know what our opponent is thinking about. Are they thinking about knight f6, knight d6, rook d6? Not sure. Well, at least you've got him thinking. At least we've got him thinking. Hmm. Okay. I don't know if they are calculating some epic checkmate, starting with this or okay. A4. Wow. Wow. If we take, they're probably going to sack here and then checkmate. So I wonder if I could play queen c6. Now then there's going to be, hold on, bishop there. No, we can't do rook e8. I could move my knight back now. Try to keep some pieces on the board. Try to deal with some of these problems that I have. And then maybe we can snag the pawn. I mean, if we're able to... Rook d7. Okay. Not a bad move. So, hold up. Do I have a attack? Wait a second. Knight has to move, right? Is this a pin? Is this a pin? Can I play rook a7? Whoa. Okay, I didn't see that move. Wow. That's a good one. Can't play g6. That's a very good move. I only move, I think. Still gonna lose. That was a very good move. We take, we get mated. Yeah. Okay, I have to take it. Yeah, this game is over. I'll just play it out. Because you never know, but it's clearly about to be over. Didn't want to take my knight. Interesting. Didn't want to take it. Yeah. Well, we did blunder the knight, so can't expect much from that game. Yeah, but again, like, we're just playing against people that are not making any significant mistakes at all, which is... Yeah, I mean, 2300s. What are you going to do? Yep, there it is. And then they played it pretty nicely even after this, I think. Yeah, man, creamed me. Chess is hard. Like our last All of our last opponents have played above like 90, what, 94 accuracy or something? Like 95, 95, 93.7. I will say, it's easier to play with higher accuracy when you have more material, which happened because I blundered the knight in that game. Other game, we're not really sure about that one. But let's go. Halloween Gambit. Get the bishop out, queen here to threaten the checkmate. D6. Now that's a move I don't know that I've seen. Probably doesn't change our first move at least. This is hard when 2300 plays like 2700. Yes. Yes, indeed. I think this is why maybe I haven't seen D6, because you're supposed to either play like C6 or D5, but D6 is like kind of weird because it doesn't really help you with this problem. So I guess they're going to go Queen E7. No, B6. Okay, well, we've got some options now. We can either take and snag a pawn over here, or what I think I'm leaning towards is D5. Oh, but then there's knight E5, right? Can't play D5. Okay. Too bad. D5, E6 looks really, really good, but there's no, this move just messes it up. So maybe I just take and go here. Yeah, I mean, that's probably pretty good. I guess the other option would be... No, I don't think we want to move the bishop somewhere. All right. Let's take, grab a pawn here. And... Ooh. Okay, so here's a good one to remember, guys. Whenever you have the rook under attack, it needs the defense of the queen. So if we play queen check, you can't block with the queen because you no longer have your rook defended, which means queen check is going to force the king to lose castling rights. So I think I'll do that. It's going to go to f7. And you know what? We might even consider knight e4, threatening knight g5. There is h6. But that's kind of a weakening move. I still think I want to play it. And then maybe we castle. Bishop g5 takes. We take the rook. No, we're not getting enough material. We can't do that. Knight c5 to threaten just allows the bishop to trade. I don't think that's the way to go. It's probably bishop e3 or castle kingside. What would... What would the Leela bot do without a queen in this position? That's what I need to figure out. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, this looks good because I'd like to get castled here, but this also looks good because if I can play f4 and bust open the king, that's pretty good too. Let's go kingside. Chat's kind of funny with all the bridge jokes. I might need to take up some more new hobbies just to keep things interesting. Although I did feel like I was like seriously annoying some people with how long it was lasting. So if you're one of those people, I apologize. I didn't really think it through maybe as much as I should have. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Now. Maybe now. Ooh. Is this a brilliant move? Is this going to be a brilliant move? Wait, bishop e7. What happens on bishop e7? I don't know. I'm going to just play it. What's my idea? Well, my idea is you can't take me because I take you back. And then my queen comes in and checkmates the king. But bishop e7 is probably fine for black, actually. Probably have to trade, and then see what happens from there. What is the pawn count? 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we get this, we have 2 pawns for the knight. Which is what I usually expect to get in the Halloween Gambit. Bishop e7. What? It looks like mate 2 to me. What were they? What did they think they could? Maybe they thought they could play king e8, and they thought that after I take they could block. That that must have been what was overlooked. That must have been because surely they would have noticed this one. Okay. Well, that was weird. Hey, you know what? I needed something to boost my confidence. See, even that game, like 80 accuracy, you know, that just like playing those other games with 95 is just crazy. Like, it's just crazy. Like, of course, it can happen, but I think we just had a really unlucky streak, guys. That's what I think. We had a really unlucky streak. That's what we needed. Get the confidence going. Exactly what we needed. Oh, we're playing Magnus. We're playing Magnus. Okay. Let's go. Let's go, Mr. Magnus. I'm going to play a King's Indian. I don't know why. I just feel like I should do that. Well, now it's more of a perk, but h3, okay. We're just going to strike with e5. Just keep it nice and straightforward here. I believe when they... Oh, they're not going to push. Okay, well, we'll just open things up here. Let's line up here on the center. Rebuilding the bridge to success. Yes, indeed. Okay. I might just go after that bishop. What's the alternative? Yeah, let's see if we can get the bishop pair here. I assume white's probably going to go back, but oh, they're going to give it to me. All right, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. So this kind of creates a weakness here, but I think it's okay because I'm going to really just focus on throwing these pawns forward as quickly as I can, and I think it's not going to matter so much, this square. Like, even now, I'm considering b5 straight away. Yeah, I think we have to be aggressive here because, of course, white is going to attack me. I need to not waste any time. So if white really wants to do this, they can, but you better be really careful about this right here. Because we're about to get some brilliant moves here. White's not careful, I think. That is exactly what I think. Let's see. Queen a5, queen b6, bishop e6. Now let's go here. Just lining up, building the pressure, and then at the right moment, we look for the breakthrough sacrifice. I mean, bishop e6 or bishop a6. Oh, he's trying to shut down my bishop. Okay, I don't really like that. Weird. Is it weird that I want to play d5 and sack my knight? Yeah, it's probably weird. Probably should just take the pawn. Take the pawn. Okay, let's see. We have to watch out for the exceptional fork. Knight d5 is interesting. Knight c6. But even sack, play knight d7. Nah, that seems too crazy, right? Bishop b7. Hmm. Bishop e6 is the move that I feel like I should play. So we have to have a response to knight c6. Let's just say, queen somewhere. Takes. Do we have enough counterplay? I think we do. I'm going to let him do it. Doesn't want to do it. Wow, look at that. Look at that. How do we bust through? Rook c8, c4? I mean, it stops the fork, sets up maybe that. Now, on c4, I think there's going to be d4. This knight's really annoying because it blocks my bishop. Maybe we just go knight d7 to get rid of it. Problem with knight d5 is white's going to threaten to trade queens. I don't think I want to trade queens right now. Yeah, I think we... Okay, hold on. There's also rook b3. Now, why would I do that? I want to sack here. There's queen b2, though. I sack here. The queen comes out. I don't have anything. Knight d7 is interesting. Although knight c4... Yeah, I really want to open up this bishop. I think this is what we need to do. Wait, hold up. Do we have some crazy sacrifice here? Ooh. Oh, that might be a beautiful move. Wait a second. Knight takes d7, rook takes b2. Okay, now we're talking. Ooh. Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very interesting game. But I'm playing Magnus. What else did you expect? So, if they take, I'm pretty sure I can do this. You can't... Actually, you could take with the king. I'd have to calculate that. They don't do it, though. Okay, d4. I mean, I got to do it, right? Look at this. I got to do it. I got both rooks lined up on the king. I've got both of them. If I want, I could trade. The other alternative is knight c5. Trading, we would end up with 4 against 4 pawns and a pretty nice position. Knight c5 threatens here, so you pretty much have to take me. Then I get the bishop pair. That might even be better. Yeah, that might even be better. There's no b4 fork, you just knight b3, so they're going to take me for sure. I think I'm taking this way. Guess rook takes c5 is not out of the question either. Huh. You know what? Maybe I should take with the rook. There's no fork because of queen a3. Okay. Actually, I'm changing. Yeah, I think we take with the rook. Because now we can double up if we need to, right? We can double up this way. We can double up this way or something. You got to take me, dude. You're going to let me go here? Oh. Got to take it. We might get to see the bishops against the knights, and you're going to see as the board opens up, like, these bishops are going to be nasty. Bishops are going to be so nasty. Like, yeah, this is not the kind of position that you want to be in with the knights. This is going to be very good for me. Now, I can immediately get some material. Although there is a fork here, so it's not that simple. Oh, no, but then I could sack. Then I could sack. Yeah, that's going to be great. So bishop b3 is a very good move. There might also be simply taking here and winning the pawn. Also pretty good, but no, I think this is probably even better. Let's go here. Maybe just win the material. Like I said, 97, I think we're just going to bust through here. Or even taking with the bishop first. We'll have to calculate if they play that. But probably white has to sack the rook and see if they can survive. That's my thought. Queen d6. What? Definitely going to do this. I'm not sure the best follow-up is going to be. Jack takes. I can go check here and sack. Okay, we've got some interesting options here. We could. What could we do? Oh. Oh. Okay. How about, let's just verify this one. Yeah. How about here? How do you like that move? Oh, my rook. I blundered a rook. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good game. Well, may as well sack another one. And get the checkmate. Let's go. Let's go. I mean, why sack one rook when you can sack two rooks? Didn't see that one. We outsmarted Magnus today, my friends. Yes. That had to have been a brilliant move, right? That's probably two brilliant moves. That's probably two brilliant moves. My brilliant move counter was getting stuck, so I needed this one. I needed this one. Yeah, what's the accuracy going to be? Oh, it's probably not going to be 95. It's probably going to be less than 95. Maybe like 90. It was a pretty complicated game. I probably made some mistakes. I think we made him rage quit. I think we just made Magnus rage quit. Oh, Blunderman's in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. Yes, indeed. I think they are quite salty. That's a pretty cool idea. Like, you play bishop f8, it's pinned, but it doesn't even matter because once the queen leaves, you have this. Yeah, I think definitely, probably those two moves are brilliant moves. That's my guess. I think this was a pretty good decision taking with the rook because it kind of set up some of these tactics, right? I think that was good. And then, of course, you can't take me here because I just take, check, and mate. There's the abandon. There it is. Okay. Let's check the accuracy. What's the guess? What's the guess? I'm guessing 90. Ooh, called it. They only gave me one? Come on, chess.com. Was it bishop f8 or was it rook takes a3? What do you guys think? You came here for the bridge content. Sorry. Sorry about that. Which move was it? I'm going to guess it was... It's probably going to be rook takes a3, but maybe not. I don't know. It should have been bishop f8. Oh, no. It was neither of... It was rook takes c3? Okay, yes. That was a brilliant move, actually. You're right. So I really should have had like 3 brilliant moves. How is this not a brilliant move? There's literally a free rook. Hold up. There's a free rook there. It is the second stockfish choice. Bishop f8. Do you have... Okay, do you have to sacrifice a piece, like actually take something? What's going on? I'm a little bit upset about that. All right. You know what? Fine. We knew. We know it was brilliant. This was brilliant. This was brilliant. I don't care if chess.com doesn't say. All right, I'll just add one. They just gave me one. Oh, that was pretty nice, though. The other move that Stockfish says is this, which I think is what I was going to play initially until I noticed bishop f8. That's apparently even better, but I don't know why. This is so good. Knight c4? Knight c4. Oh, because if you take that, then they can take your rook. Interesting. You have to move your queen. Queen b5. All right. Yeah, anyway, either way, it was a good position for me. Okay. Let's go. Let's see if we can keep going with this momentum. Come on. King's Indian for the win. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold everything. Hmm. All right. We'll give it a try. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay? We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Ian Cheeto. D6, because you have to respond to this. We're going to castle. Bishop e2, so this is just like the main line. I used to know some knight a6 lines. It's been so long. I'm just going to play knight c6. This is kind of like the normal way, I think, but that you can also play knight a6, knight d7. I don't remember. I'm just going to do this. Oh, they push right away. That's kind of interesting. Okay. I think normally you just go back and basically reroute the knight. So we could play a5 to stop the pawn. And then we can jump our knight in here. Now, the question is... Yeah, I think I will play bishop g4. I was going to say, the question is, do we develop the bishop or not? I'm going to go ahead and get the bishop out first and then go here. They can play queen b3, but I can always just defend. I think this knight's going to just be a very nice piece in the future. So, no problem. Any news on the auto resign glitch? Good question. So, yes, actually. I'm going to go ahead and take that and put my knight here. They told me that it's a bug that displays the countdown timer when it's not supposed to. And they said that if I actually just let it run down, it wouldn't auto resign me. Even though it says it's going to auto resign me, they said it's not going to do that. It's just a bug with the display. So it hasn't happened, I don't think, since that other time. But my plan next time it happens is to just ignore it. And it, according to what I was told, it should not resign you. So yeah, that's basically what happened. So we're looking at these things, right? Now, this one, obviously, the bishop could take. I don't know if that bishop wants to take, because if they do, then this guy is going to be unopposed. I still think I'm going to go to c5. The problem with e5, even though it looks really good, is the bishop's going to go back, and then white's going to play f4 next move. And I have to waste time. I just have to waste time. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Like, it's going to be a little awkward with the pawn structure, but I think getting this bishop is so good that it's probably worth it. b4, huh? b4. Okay, so I wanted to move this knight here, but on b4, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Takes, knight a6 just feels wrong. Queen d7 is kind of nice because I want to play a4. I could play a4, but then the problem is takes, and I lose a pawn, right? That's the issue. So what do I do? I actually don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to go here. I feel like we have to open up the bishop, so I'll let him play it. It's going to open up the bishop and my rook, essentially, right? You can see that it's going to be kind of dangerous, I feel like, for white. So we'll just go with that, and I don't want to give up the bishop, so I have to go here, I think. And then back. But... oh, wait. Rook a1? No, I just take. Yeah, no, I just take it. So what is white going to play? Rook b1? What, c5? Can I play c5? On passant, we take here. That looks okay. If you just try to take me, I'm jumping in. What's the alternative here? Knight e5, bishop e2. There's f5 we could try. f5 is interesting. Threatening maybe f4, pushing the bishop back, and then jumping in. Yeah, I like f5. Go with f5. Typical King's Indian way to attack. This whole game is very different, though, because white played this d5 move so early. It just kind of changes the dynamic that I'm used to seeing. I'm going to take with the pawn. I think I might want to use this pawn here. Also, if we need to tuck over, we could attack this way. It would be one option. But yeah, this f4 looks pretty annoying, especially if I can get my knight here. Okay, so he's going to play bishop e2. Then we have f4 here, f3. Which I think gives us a very nice position. As long as the tactics work out, which I think they do. I think they do, my friends. So I don't know what white... I think white maybe missed this move. Maybe they thought that I couldn't do this. But this looks quite nice. They go back. Let's take it. And now we have an interesting decision to make. Do I snag the pawn or do I go in on f3? Takes. I guess there's a third option. We do something like queen d7 and try to get the queen over right away. Pawn is very tempting. Sort of comes with a threat. But queen d7 just feels right. It feels like the right move. Oh, they're not going to give me the option to take the pawn. Okay. Interesting. So would we rather go here, force this trade, or potentially allow this? I think that's okay if they do that, honestly. Let's see. Queen d7 takes. Yeah, I think this is okay if white wants to do that. I think I'd be happy with that position. So I'm going to get the queen involved. Also, the other rook can come over and help if I need to sack or something and then bring the other guy over. So this seems very good. Knight e4. What's the idea? Here and checkmate? Well, this is a very interesting position, guys. I want to go queen h3. I want to go queen f5. I'm not sure. Knight g5, I think we just move the queen here. It defends the checkmate. So we have some serious threats. Maybe I... Well, actually, no. Maybe now I can play rook f4. Maybe now rook f4, because then we can double up. Also, you get the idea. Okay, let's go here. Keeps the pressure on the pawns, attacks the knight, keeps defending. There is a fork here, okay, but I don't think that's a huge deal. Let's see, I could go rook f7. I could go check. Check takes. No, that doesn't seem right. Maybe I underestimated this move. I'm not sure what I should do. You know what? Okay, hold up. Here's an idea. Aha. What's the point? The point is, if you take me, I'm going here, and I'm checkmating the king. That's the point. Like, I might just go there next move regardless. If you take with the knight, I take with the rook, then I bring this one over. The next couple of moves are going to be very critical. Queen e3. Right? Wait, but I'm losing... Oh, if I do that, I'm losing so many pieces. That's the problem with that move, right? Takes. I would need a follow-up, and I don't have it. Man. I really wanted to play knight f3 check right there, guys. I really wanted to play it. Couldn't figure it out. Yeah, I thought way too long. We're gonna get flagged now or blunder something. If they take here, I think take with the rook. I feel like I should be winning because white's rooks are really bad, but I guess these pieces are pretty bad too. Yeah, this is not a good position anymore. I mean, maybe it's okay, but it's not as good as it was. Say that. I guess it's not over yet. Hmm. Oh, I threw this game. I totally threw this game. I spent so long thinking about knight f3, and I should have just moved on. As soon as I realized it didn't work, I should have just moved on. Can't just spend like a minute or whatever it was, like a minute and a half. Yeah, look at that. Threw it away. Let's see. Oh, f5 was a bad move, apparently. Not sure why. Because knight e2, and maybe the knight jumps to f4 and e6. Maybe, okay. But I got into a good position from it. Queen h3 was a good move, though. No, Stockfish said it was second choice. The move was c5. I don't know why. Because this allows you to play knight takes c... What? What? You can't take with the bishop because that's checkmate. So the bishop is essentially frozen. If you take with the knight, again, I'm threatening this and the queen at the same time. I mean, wow. So that was the move there, c5. Okay, what about later? Yeah, right here, I really wanted to do this. Because if you take with the bishop, I thought I was going to be winning. Oh, no, it's not even checkmate. I miscalculated even that. No, they just go here and get away. Yeah, this was just such a bad idea to even think about. Rook f6 was the best move. If I would have just played it quickly, would have easily won this game. But got into some crazy time trouble and had to just mess everything up. Yeah, no, yeah, we definitely talked about 10 minutes versus something else. Everybody likes 10 minutes, so. Okay. I've never played this person before. Let's see if we can go for maybe a Grand Prix attack here. Let's see what he does with the knight. Sometimes they go knight. Yeah, he is going to do this. Okay. Plays d5, but you can't take it back. That's an interesting move. Is that an intentional pawn sacrifice or a mistake? I'm not exactly sure. Okay, I guess this is the idea. So do I play d4 here? So if you take me, I'm going to take with the queen. So he's probably going to do this. I think this is good for me, actually. I think this is good for me. For some reason, I have this feeling that this is a good position for me. Even though I have the ugly pawns, it just... I'm pretty sure Black's king gets in trouble. The question is, am I right about that? That's the question. The other question is, how do we play this position? Because definitely seems like we should castle quickly. Oh, you know what? Oh, okay, okay. I got an idea. I got a cool idea. We go here. King has a couple of options. I'm assuming king c7, in which case I'm sacking my knight. I have a cool idea here. They go here. I'm probably just going to swing the other rook over. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Here we go. Sack the knight. The bishop comes in. Now, it's not checkmate, but there's a very, 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 very cool move I can play. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Okay, here you go. Ready? Ready, 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 ready. Bam! Look at this move. It just pins everything. Oh, he wants to play... Okay, all right. That's not a bad try, though. He wants to play bishop b7 and trade the rook. Okay, we have a couple of options. Option number one, I could play bishop d6, bishop b7, but then I don't have a follow-up. I don't have time to take his bishop. Option number two, I try to just... No, that loses immediately. So the only move that I see is this. Now on bishop b7, I could take, followed by rook d8 again immediately, pin him again. Or we could just drop the rook back here to d7. Okay, I did not consider that. Wait. So on bishop d6, he wants to move his bishop? Okay. Huh. But wait a second, wait a second. What if I go c6? What if I go c6 and then bishop d6? Oh, this is such an interesting position. Okay, hold on. There's also this check, but I don't think that's good enough, is it? Takes, check. Now the king's going to escape unless my pawn was on c4, which it's not. Although I could play c4. Whoa, I could play c4. Okay. c4, bishop moves, check. Takes. You'd have to go here. Wow. Okay. No, I think the best approach is going to be c6. King takes, bishop d6, bishop b7. Hold up. Now I'm confusing myself. Wait, what about bishop d6, bishop g4, c6? He wants to go king a7. Is that his plan? King a7. What if I played c7, though? Oh, this position's hurting my brain, guys. It is hurting my brain. Check. Okay, do that. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, hold on. I guess I could also go rook e8. The idea to meet the bishop coming out with the other rook coming down, forcing a trade. And we still have this nice pin. It's not out of the question, but... Okay, yeah, so maybe we go rook e8. Bishop moves. There is still c6. Huh. And then the bishop's out of the way. That might even be better. Or is it? Okay, you know what? I think I should go here. I'm not sure what's happening in this position, to be honest with you guys. I think I should go here. It's a big threat. Okay, it's a big threat. I assume he's going to play bishop g4. And then I'm leaning towards c6. Followed by something. Yeah, there's the bishop g4. Let's go with c6. Oh, Oh, there's bishop a3. So I did need my bishop to be on d6, I guess. What an awful way to lose this game. What an awful way to lose. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. I messed that up big time. Man. And now it's just lost because he's got this tactic now. Even Rook D8 doesn't save me. Yep. That's really bad. I don't even think I have any tricks left. That was my last trick and I just blew it. I just blew it. Yeah. I'm gonna play Bishop A3. Hmm. Hmm. I think I have to try to get my king out. Can't believe I missed that. I had other options there. I didn't have to play Rook E8. And yeah, this is over. I can't really even play this. So frustrating. I bet we had a really good position. I bet we had a great position and I just messed it all up. I could probably resign, but not going to be long anyway. Hmm. Problem is, I don't think we can stop this pawn. I don't think we can stop the pawn at all, actually. Yeah. Here. Hmm. I don't think there's any stalemate tricks. We have this pawn. We didn't have the pawn, maybe, but no. All right, let's go see if we did have a winner. If I was just imagining things, I think there definitely was probably nope, not a win. We had an okay position, but no, not a win at the end. Man. So is this even a move? Is d5 even a line? I need to see this. d5 is a line. It's not a common line, and it's not a very good line for black. Okay, so this is good for me. d4. Yeah, 71% win rate for white. So I was right about that at least, that this position was good for me. Now, the question is, how did I mess it up? Bishop e3. So maybe sacking the piece was wrong. That was the mistake, sacking the piece. Although, no, I mean, Stockfish says this is okay, actually. This is playable. And the move was c4. I was thinking about playing c4. You know why I was thinking about playing c4, guys? I'll show you why. Because if this bishop moves somewhere, we can check. Takes here. Look at this. Look at this checkmate. That's why I was thinking about playing c4. Now, the reason I didn't go for this line is because I thought that after this, I didn't see what I was doing. Apparently, there's a win here. You just take the pawn, and you have these pawns now. Wow, you're down a rook, but it's a totally winning position. It's a totally winning position. That's amazing. This is the line that Stockfish says. Rook f7. You have to sack. And then you're just crushing because of the pawns and the rook. Wow. I was on the right track. So if I would have played c4, we would have had ourselves a nice game. Maybe black would have taken. I don't know. And then game goes on and I can keep attacking. And I have a nice position. Yeah, I just threw the game away with this move here. And then especially with this move. I totally missed. You could just take it. I needed to leave the pawn to block the check, right? As soon as I move that pawn, this is so dangerous for me, as you saw in the game. And I just can't stop it. But if I played... Let's say I would have played this move I was thinking about playing. That's not too bad. Because now I still have this annoying pin, and it's hard for black to get out of this jam, right? My dad says never quit. Yes, that's my dad. All right. You know what? I need a number. I'm going to take a break. So who wants to give me a number? And then don't pick, let's see. Hold on. Don't pick 69, 97, 42, 111, 166, 7, 123, 11, or 99. Oh, and it's from 0 to, or from 1 to 200. Forgot to clarify that. Okay. Whose number am I going to pick? Let's see. All right. Connor says 18. Let's go with 18, Connor. Connor's pretty active in the chat. We appreciate him, so I'm going to go with 18. All right. 18. White to play and win. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Let me set it up for you guys. Botnovic. Oh, okay. Botnovic from 1939 composed this puzzle, White to play and win. And wow, this one doesn't have a lot of pieces. Okay. Just a couple of pawns and kings. It should be Easy. Oh, I don't want you to see the eval bar, actually. Hold on. Well, too late. You saw it. Sorry. I don't think it really... I mean, you knew it was white to play and win anyway, so I don't think it really changes anything. Okay. It's white to play and win. And white's pawns obviously are going forward. Okay. I'm going to take a short break. You guys analyze this. Solve it. And I'll be right back. Oh, let me put on the... Hold on. Let me put on the white to play and win thing. Where's it at? Where's it at? White wins. There you go. White wins. What's the idea? All right. So I'm going to turn off the analysis over here so I don't spoil it for myself. And I'm going to talk through what I would think, and then we can see. So before I look at what you guys are saying, we can definitely win this pawn. That's pretty straightforward. It doesn't even really matter, right? Here or here, and then we can jump here to get the pawn. Now, if the king tries to trick us, either way, we still are going to have a way to win the pawn. The question is, do these two pawns over here mean anything? They must. This must be where the problem gets tricky. And I'm not exactly sure why, because I'm thinking you just win this, you sneak over and you take these. I guess the tricky part is going to be, how do you stop black from cutting your king off? So for example, this is probably not the solution. I'm just going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's just say we get a position like this. Black's king has to move, let's just say back. Something like I don't know, like this. If we just immediately like abandon it and we try to take, well, let me do it this way. And we try to take, this is a draw, right? This is a draw. We can't get off of the side ever. The king just always mirrors us. We never can get away from the blocking our pawn, okay? That's what you have to avoid. Now, it looks like we would have some tricks along the way, so I don't exactly see why this is so difficult. But let's see. So you guys are saying f6 is the move? King f6, f6 to e6, okay. Yeah, I don't know that the beginning part matters too much. Hey, John, welcome to Checkmaters. Let's see what the solution says. I'm curious about this. Okay, one would think that all white has to do is win the d-pawn and it's all over. Yes, that's like when you first look at it, that's kind of what you think. So it says, let's see. Okay, so king f6, king b6, king e5, king c7. He doesn't even try to stop you. That's interesting. Because I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter. You could force him to leave anyway. Okay, so you take the pawn. King d7, king c5, king c7. So he's just mirroring you, not letting you in. So you're going to have to use your pawn. Okay, so this is what I did not really look at. And then at the right moment, you abandon it. You come over here. He comes up. You take the pawn. He takes the pawn. You take the other pawn. And then we get like a similar situation, right? Okay, so yeah, he's basically showing the same thing that I did earlier. And then also, there's another line here. You could have pushed this pawn instead of going for that. So you could have played d6. And it's going to be like the same kind of thing. Here, you could push it if you want. Then you could come over. But he's always going to be able to trap you. Okay. Everybody good on that? So now, let's see. The winning idea is to capture the d-pawn, but only at a moment when black cannot take the opposition by moving to d7. The way to do it is to maneuver the king to a8 and remove the pawns stationed on the a file. What? That's the solution? Did anybody say that? Did anybody in chat say that? I'm sorry. What? Okay, let's take a look at this. So king f5, king b6, king f6. So you're going for like this distant opposition. You're not even worried about the d-pawn. Oh my. King b7, king f7. Again, going with, if they go back up to b6, then you sneak in with king e8 and you're basically making your way around. So black says, aha, I see what you're doing. I'm going to play king b8 to just kind of keep my king in the way of that plan. Okay. Now you go king e6, king c7, and this is what they're talking about. I'll turn the stockfish back on. You can't just take the pawn or it's a draw. Because they have that king d7 and we've already looked at this. So you can't do that. So what do you do instead? King e7, king c6, king d8. You sneak around the back. Okay. So at this point, black can try to stop you, or they can go this way. Apparently the main line is if they come over here. But if they tried to stop you, you could play king d7. And I guess the issue is now you can take the pawn, and they have no way to get in front of you. Okay, so this would be an acceptable time when you could take the d-pawn. So that's why going back to the main line here, hold on, king, let's see, where was I at? King d8, king d6. Okay, this is the main line so I don't forget about it. So king d6, now you sneak in, king c8. They try to just kind of stay around. King b8. And the winning move is king a8. Why? Because this is the only way you can get to a7 and take these pawns. That is fascinating. So the king does something. And now you take the pawns. And notice the king can't even box you in now because of this pawn here. And then you can come over and win this. That is crazy. Just to recap, if you go and take the pawn, it's a draw. The only way to win is to dance and dance and dance around until eventually you sneak in the back to a8, take these pawns, and win. Wow. Yes, yes. Distant opposition is when you have 3 or 5 squares in between. Exactly. Yeah, so we saw it earlier. Where did we see it at? Hold on. Lost my main line here. This one? Yeah, right here. This is distant opposition. The idea is like you're still going to be able to sneak around. It just, there's extra space in between. So it's kind of, maybe it's easier to do it on a empty board for a second. So suppose, you know, I'm trying to get to the other side of the board, but black's king is in the way. I could get opposition, right? And eventually they're either going to have to step to the side and allow me through, or they have to go back and then I can do it again. And then they have to move and I can sneak past, right? That's normal opposition. Distant opposition is basically the same thing, except there's 3 spaces instead of 1. It's always an odd number of spaces. And it's going to be like the same kind of deal. Wherever they go, you can always get opposition. So what would this look like if you're trying to get to the other side of the board? Let me actually think about this. So you get the opposition. If they move up, it's easy, right? Because then, boom, you get it. Now you have just regular opposition, right? And that could be true for any of these squares that they move up to, okay? So the tricky, and if they move back, well, of course, again, you would get the distant opposition and you're happy, same thing. Tricky one for me is usually this one. If they move sideways, how do we get past? Trying to remember. So we can't go here or here, because then they would get opposition on us. Moving sideways, they would simply just move back and forth. So is it now we sneak around this way? That might be how you would get past, if I'm not mistaken. If they try to move here, you can always get opposition. If they try to move here, you can always get opposition. Yeah. And if they try to move here to come back and stop you, now you can get the distant opposition again, but you've successfully moved up the board. I think that would be the correct way to do it. Okay. Good question, though. Fascinating puzzle. Fascinating puzzle. Number 18. I have to mark this one down that we did it. This is the book, 200 Brilliant Endgames, by the way. They're usually pretty good. But no surprise there. All right, I'm going to play a few more games. And hopefully I'll be able to put that new knowledge to the test and run my king to a8 and take my opponent's pawns and win the game. That's what we're going to be looking for in this next game. Okay? Let's go. Let's go right here. Take the pawns. Win the game. Easy. Okay, we're going to play this line again. See if we see the same thing. We do. Okay. King to A8 is an exceptional Bong Cloud. Indeed. Indeed. They play A6. Well, taking the knight would be a blunder because then we have two pieces hanging. Which means we have to probably just go back. Here. Do we get Noah's Ark trapped if we go this way? Yes, I think we would. So, only move must be bishop e2 by process of elimination. Just going to castle. I'm not going to overthink this position. I'm going to play d3, get my bishop out. Let's go with bishop g5. Try to maybe target some of these dark squared weaknesses if we can. Queen d2 next. Let's see if I can get back above 2400. Oh, what? What is happening? They missed it. They missed it. Oh my. Double blunder. Double blunder. If they take this, it's check, and I lose the defender of the bishop. I literally just threw away this bishop for free. And they didn't see it. Wow. Talk about a blind spot. Dude. Man. All right. Queen d2, defend it. I can't believe that just happened. I cannot believe that just happened. Mine was a gambit, theirs was a blunder. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. An unintentional gambit. Ooh, I might have a cool move here. Wait a hold on. Knight to d5. Oh, knight to d5 might be just what I need. You can't take me because I take your queen. So you have to take here or retreat your queen. They could just retreat the queen. Actually, no. There's no squares to retreat the queen to. Oh, hold up. So yeah, you would have to take me. Then I can throw in the in-between check. Forces the king here. And then I can save my bishop. Then I lose e2, though. I lose e2. So it doesn't work unless I can come up with something else. Okay. Maybe yeah. All right, maybe I just take this. then play there. Takes, check, take it back. That might be better. If you take me here, knight b3, game goes on. Or I just retreat my bishop temporarily here. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. I'll save this. Maybe it comes in handy later. Maybe it comes in handy later. I wonder if our opponent realized that they missed that. Or if it's just totally on. Man. Like a lot of times those are the kind of moves that you, for some reason, you see them like as soon as you play your move. You play your move and then you're just like, oh, why did I do that? It's weird. Like it's really weird when that stuff happens. That's a pretty basic tactic. I'm like surprised that happened. Okay. I guess we got to go back. I was thinking about sacking, but it doesn't work, so we just go back. Bishop d6 looks like a good move. Because you can't castle now. Take your knight. And if you move your knight, you can't castle anyway. Also blocks this pawn, which means it's harder for this bishop to be developed unless it comes over this way. Put pressure on the pawn. Kind of annoying. Kind of annoying for... Oh, okay, this might be the moment, guys. This might be the moment. No, there's always some tactic, isn't there? Man. I wanted to play 95, but it's the same tactic is there. Maybe I should play King H1. Maybe I should really consider King H1. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Because as soon as I get away from the check from the knight, all of these tactics now work in my favor. Now I can play knight d5. There's no longer knight f3. No longer knight e2. There's no more checks on my king. So knight d5 is a serious threat at this point, and they do see it. Maybe just e5. There's knight f5 though, but knight e4. Takes, takes, takes. Alternatively, I just go back. Just feels like I should have a better move here, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it, guys. Okay, fine. We'll try e5. It doesn't look like it's a great move, but at least it's going to open things up on the king. What I'm trying to go for. Right? So we're going to lose the pawn, but it's going to open up the file on the king. Now, can we take advantage of that? I don't know. But we're going to try. He's just going to castle. I didn't really get to do much with that in, unfortunately. Probably just have to retreat. Yeah, and then f5 is kind of a rough spot to be in now. e5, okay. So we're down a pawn, but black does have this pretty bad bishop. Maybe it's not as bad as it looks. Problem I see, though, is I don't see a clear way to get some counterplay. That is the problem. I don't know. 95, h4, takes. Got to catch up on time, though, that's for sure. Although, that's easier said than done. I assume we're going to see bishop c6. Okay, bishop b5. Well, now I can play a4. Maybe I could still play h4. h4 takes queen f4 just to get my queen over there? No, he's not going to let me do that. h4, h5 to support the knight is what I'm thinking. Oh, what? I wouldn't call it an exceptional fork, but fork is a fork. Let's get control of the file. All of a sudden, we have a good position. All of a sudden. Yeah, this guy's falling apart. They're falling apart. Now we've got him pinned both ways. I guess that's like a double pin. I don't even know if there's a term for that in chess. A double pin. It's kind of cool. I'm going to go here because I want to go maybe like this and invade on the light squares here. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, man. Wait a second. Wait a minute. All right. I don't want to lose on time again, so I'm going to just do it. Stops the checkmate. Threatens the checkmate. And they didn't see it. Look at this position. Look at this position. What is happening? We had to stop this. Bishop e2 is the move. And now black's queen has no way to save itself and guard the checkmate. So they had to actually sack their queen here. Otherwise, it's just over. Boom. That was a good one. Now, the question is, did we get the brilliant move for the queen sack? Did we get it? Yes. Let's go. Let's go. 59, my friends. That's what I'm talking about. Queen takes c8. There you have it. There you have it. I almost was going to lose on time because I didn't have time to calculate it all. Like for example, this bishop e2 idea, I didn't think about at all when I sacked the queen. It only occurred to me after the fact that I should stop checkmate and this is the way to do it. Initially, I think I was thinking of like going here to sneak in, but this is just so good. Bishop e2, what a great move. Great idea. Yeah, that was a good one. Now, let's go back and just talk for a moment. Look at this eval bar. Ready? Oh. I got lucky. I got lucky. And I also got lucky over here. They let me get the fork because I was losing at this point. This was the turning point, 97. But I guess it was an exceptional fork, after all. Okay, we have a national master. Let's try to do better than last time. Ooh, Caro Khan. All right. Let's see what they know about this line. See what they know. Have I played this person before? Nope. Oh, this person's name is Lopes? It's like Lopez except with an S? I don't even know if I've ever met someone with that name before. Lopes. Okay. I've played them before? No, it doesn't show. It would show my results against them if I played them before. Pretty sure this is a new opponent. I thought so too initially, but okay guys, here's the plan. We go g4. Then we go h4. Then we go knight f4. And we get the bishop. And we have a very nice game. Wait, do I play g5 first or no? I always forget this. I think it's fine to play g5 first. And I think it's fine to take here with the bishop and play knight f4. Yeah, this should be good. They went bishop f5. Now that is not what I was expecting. I don't know if this is a legitimate threat or not. I don't think it is. Yeah, especially not now. Let's castle. Let's get the king away from the pin, I guess. Oh, wait. Did I just miss queen b5, guys? Did I just miss it? Knight c6, queen b7. Maybe not. Maybe not. Wait a second. Wait a second. Check, bishop e7. Bishop b4, knight c6. Rook e1. No, we'd have to... Does that work? Wait, there's also queen b4. Hold on. Or queen b5. Queen b5, knight c6. We take here. They have to defend. Let's just say rook c8. Takes. No. Why does it just feel? Why does it just feel like this should be working? One of these moves. Can anyone help me? Takes. Check. Bishop e7. Rook e1. Knight c6. Bishop b4, knight c6. Takes. Doesn't work? It really doesn't work? I have a hard time believing this. I have a hard time believing there's not a tactic here. Check, knight c6, takes. We could do that too. But then I think black just castles or something. Queen v7, rook c8, knight b5. Okay, now that's not so bad. Ah, wait. No. There's a bishop defending. Okay, hold on. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. That's the worst. When you spend like 2 minutes calculating something and it's just like, no, a bunch of moves you can't actually play. That's not fun. But I do like these dark squares. Yeah. Oh, I like this. Look at that. Let's start with a nice, solid rook on the open file. Just to get things going. Okay. Kind of expected something like that. Now I'm going to try to sneak in with my bishop. If they try to stop me, I'll go in with the knight first. Okay. This is working out nicely. Just need to sneak my bishop into f6. Now, it's still not that easy. How do I get my queen over there to checkmate? It's still not that easy, actually. Yeah. It's too blocked off. I have no way to get the queen over there. I want to sack. I want to get rid of this knight. That's what I want to do. Because if we sack that, and our knight can jump in, we're in really good shape. He stops it, though. Stops my plan. Threatening this pawn. Not exactly sure what to do about that. I'm thinking we just move our queen to defend it. I do lose a pawn here, but I'm trying to figure out a way to get my queen and bishop over here on these dark squares. Let me take this opportunity to get the rook involved. Maybe we'll play c4 myself. I have no idea what to do. I have no idea how to get through here. I have no idea. I don't even know what to do. What can I even do? Can I even play c4? Takes it. There's no way to get my bishop in there. Okay. This is quite sad. This is quite sad. Like I don't even feel like I can move, actually. I don't even feel like I can move anywhere. When in doubt, move your king to a8. Is that what we learned? I'm just going to put my king on g3 and wait to get destroyed, I guess. I don't know how this happened. I must have misplayed something because this should not be what's going on. Like, this should not be happening like this. I'm gonna go queen f4 and somehow see if there's a way to make this work. So the only way to do this that I can tell is to go bishop d6, queen e5, queen f6, bishop e5, right? The problem is that takes so many moves. That's the problem, and he's going to start taking all my pieces now. So bishop here takes, queen here takes, queen f6. I still don't even have the checkmate threat. Even if I get it, he just runs away. Doesn't even work. Fascinating. It is fascinating, the position that we have found ourselves in, isn't it? Oh. How many pieces have I blundered in this stream? Anyone counting? Because it's a lot. It's a lot. For anybody not following, this is a fork. Yeah, okay. Well, I wasn't winning anyway. I mean, black was just kind of squeezing me. I had to have messed up the opening. I'm pretty sure this line is supposed to be good for me. So what did I do wrong? Knight f4. Oh, that was my mistake. I played g5. That was my mistake. You play knight f4 first. They shouldn't be able to go bishop f5. That's why. You play knight f4. They have to go back. Then you can play g5. Then you can do whatever you want. Looks like queen e2 is fine. Queen d2. That's the line I was trying to play. I just messed it up. g5 makes no sense because now they have bishop f5. Yeah, and black is like just laughing at me like, what did you do that for? Okay. I just want to play a game without blundering a piece. I just want to play a full game without blundering a piece. Can I do that? Is that even possible? This is who I played earlier, right? What? What in the world is this? Okay, I'm going to play b6, try to shut down this. Bishop b5. I don't know if I go bishop d7 and walk into e6, takes check. Or queen c7. I think I was going to play queen c7. Just avoid all the shenanigans after e6. Just avoid the shenanigans. I'm going to try to shut down this bishop. I don't think I've ever seen this before. E5 followed by B3 and bishop A3. Like that's got to be one of the most funky things I've seen in a while. Now he plays F4. Like, yeah, this is some crazy weird stuff here. I'm going to force the trade here. I guess it's not forcing. He could go back, but I was going to play H5, but I don't even think I need to go for F5. I just go to D5. It's right here. Comes with the threat. I mean, why not? Now, this way or this way is a big question. I'm going to go this way, open up the G file. We're at an F5 here. I mean, our position looks really, really good. Because we've got the G file and the bishop ready to go. We've got our knights well positioned. We've got the space in the center. Yeah, white's opening had to have been a fail. Had to have been a failure. Let's go ahead. Definitely are going to want that guy positioned there. I have a very simple plan, actually. March my king to A8. No, I'm just kidding. I think we can play F5 here. Maybe F5, maybe E5, maybe sack a piece, maybe... Yeah, I mean... Position looks pretty bad for white. Actually have a lead on time for once. Bishop c4. Well, that's an interesting move. Option number 1 doesn't look very good. Option number 2. Doesn't look very good. Option number 3. Looks good. Option number 4 also looks pretty good, but I think this one maybe is better. Although this one does open up the bishop, so there's that. Yeah, actually, bishop e7, he might play f5, which is a bit of an annoying move. Knight e7 actually stops that. It does stop that. So, we'll go with this one. Oh, you know what? There's one move I just now noticed. Knight takes f6. However, I don't think that's good for white because at the end of the day, you're only getting a rook and 2 pawns. I'm getting a knight and a bishop. But more importantly, it's opening up the king. So I don't think that's going to work for white. Queen h5. Yeah, this has got to be winning. This has got to be winning for me. That's a pin. Welcome to Stalematers. Wanted lulls. I think we got him, my friends. I think we got him. As long as I don't throw any more pieces around. What is this? What is this? Just take it. You just take it. Okie dokie. That's one option. This might be an option too. Let's think. Wait, that's just checkmate. That's just checkmate. Okay. Wow. We have so many moves that look really nice. Like knight g5 to come in here. Just taking the pawn. Maybe even knight, I don't know, d5 or g6. Which one? Yeah, if we take here, then we can potentially go queen check. This knight looks really good too. Yeah, I think I'm going to just bring the knight in. It's such a weird position, but white doesn't have too many options now. Knight f4. Okay. There is a check here, but I don't think that really matters because we can just get away. We can just get away. That shouldn't be a problem. In fact, if white plays there, then they have their queen is going to be hanging, so they can't even go there. So they have to just take the rook. Yeah. Okay. Great. So we just have extra material. As long as I don't blunder something like this. Let's go here. Trade the queens. We can win this endgame easily, I think. I hope. Let's just try to avoid the forks. That's the only thing. You have to avoid the forks. So maybe here. So now we can just go king c6. Now it's covered, so we can actually use the square now if we want to move our rook over. Save the pawn. It's still tricky, actually, somehow. We're going to have to sack the bishop, but then I'm hoping that the rook and pawn win for me. I think it does. Hmm. I feel like that was much more difficult than it should have been. I feel like that I should have never even been in an endgame like that. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you see that dip right there? So I mean, I let him kind of have a chance at the end, which should have never happened. Should have never happened. Let's see. Yeah, this is just a terrible opening. I don't know what this was. B6 was not the best way. I should have played Queen A5, apparently. And then they can go back, and I just keep developing. Okay, but still, I got into a great position. It was great. F5 immediately was actually a little bit better, but Rook G8's not bad either. Again, just F5. So I was afraid of this move. And Stockfish says, don't even worry about it. Just play C4. Take here. And you just have like a winning position. Okay. I mean, I wasn't going to play that. I wasn't going to play all that. Anyway, I want to see this position. Yeah, right here. This has to be totally winning for me, right? Rook takes G3. King F2. Rook G2 check. Knight G5 was the second best. So Stockfish did like actually taking the pawn with the rook. But Knight G5 is very good. And I must have missed something here. Queen E5 check is much more powerful. Because this allows him to sack and sort of get back in the game a little bit. Because now there's no pressure on the king. It's still winning for me, but not as much. Okay. All right, let's go look at the end. The very end. There was actually an amazing tactic here that I think you guys will appreciate. So bishop b6. Only move, by the way. If I play b3, I'm in trouble. Because now the knight jumps in front and interferes with my rook's ability to stop the pawn. You see that? So I actually have to sack it and then go bishop b6, and now we just have a draw. This is just going to be a draw. So I played bishop b6 so I could sack my bishop for the pawn and then have the rook and the pawn to hopefully win. They played this crazy move. You know what's crazy about this? Is if I take this with the bishop, they get a queen. They're going to win. They're going to win the game now. And if I take it with the rook, they're going to take here, and guess what? It's a draw. Okay. So I did have to play something different, which I did. b3. And I could have gotten away with this. So I was afraid of taking this because I thought that the knight's going to block, and I have no way to stop the queen. But apparently, my king is in time. Oh, yeah, I just played king c7. And they have no way to get the queen now. If they try to defend, I can just take it. And if they try to like put me in check somewhere, I just move in front. I missed king c7, so I could have actually taken that. But this, I saw that if they take me out, they're not going to catch my pawn. But it's still kind of tricky, I guess, with the knight and the bishop. Could have played knight d6 check. Look at this move. If I take the bishop, bam. And white wins. I'd have to go king a6. h4, queen. Bishop d8. And they get this, like, fortress. Wow, this is fascinating. You get this fortress where, like, it's all defended unless I can figure out a way to... Wow, let me check the table base on it. Is this actually a win? No. Oh. I have to show you guys this. So, okay, hold on. We need to talk about this. So, a table base. Here, let me do this. Let me do this. Okay, you see this over here on the top where it says table base right here? So normally you have your analysis and Stockfish is saying like, yeah, it's slightly better for black. You play these moves. Well, a table base will tell you exactly what the outcome of an endgame is. Exactly. If there's like 7, 3, 6, 7, yeah, I think 7 or less pieces, it has every single possible move stored, essentially. And it's showing me there is no winning move for black. There is no winning move. See how it's empty? Every single move that I play leads to a draw. Of course, with perfect play. Now, maybe white would have made a mistake, but this would have been a draw, which is fascinating. This position, sorry, I have to fix the board again. This position is a draw. That's crazy. I guess because you can't ever force the king away from these pieces. And since they have the pawn defended, you can't ever take that. So there's nothing you can do. That's nuts. Now, practically speaking, I could see that a lot of people would make a mistake if you're playing this as white, but Stockfish says no, it's a draw. Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. Man, what a game. Okay. 23.99. All right. I think we can do it. I think we can end on 2,400. Is this person sniping or what? What's going on? You play E3. Here we go again. All right. I'm going to play C5 again. That worked out relatively nicely last time. All right. I'm going to have to keep my thoughts to a minimum, I guess. This person must be watching the stream. Okay. Let's see. Go here. Guess I'm going to expand over here. They don't want me to do. Okay, let's go queen c7, and then I think we can try to play e5 here. Okay, now we can at least develop our pieces here, here. Okay, gotta watch out for this. It's actually very annoying. Yeah, I kind of missed that. That's a bit of a problem, because if I play e5... Hold on, can I get away with e5 to save my pawn? Knight e6 anyway. Let's just say a queen moves here or here. Maybe I can survive, actually. Hold on. e5, queen here. We have g6. Queen here. I think we have knight f6. All right, let's try. Let's try to survive. This might get ugly. But the good news is that this is pretty much shut out of the game. The knight's not doing much. Yeah, it's just a question of, can these pieces, really the queen and the knight, cause me problems. 86, I think I just moved somewhere. I think the advantage of here over c6 is that I can pressure the knight when I move this. Although after bishop h3, yeah, it's kind of annoying, so I probably have to end up going to c6 anyway, but... I didn't know they were going to play g3 there. I mean, once we get rid of this, position's probably not that bad. We get a knight on d4. White's going to do the same thing, but not a big deal. Yeah, there you go. Hold up, wait. But doesn't that let me play king e7? Ah, they want to take? Is that their idea? They just want to take. I see. I still think I should force the trade. Actually, knight g5. I didn't think about this at all. Knight g5. Wait, I can also take with the queen. The knight's trapped. Knight is just trapped, right? Knight's trapped, guys. Wow. That is fascinating. I don't know what is going on in this game. This is some funky stuff. These are weird positions. The other thing that I wanted to do was take back with my rook, and then when the knight retreated, I wanted to sack here because I had this tactic with the rook. So I think that would have been okay too, but a knight must be better than that, right? Game is not over though. What to do here? What to do? Let's start to try to take away some of the squares from the knight. Gotta survive this attack here. Not gonna be easy. White's pieces are pretty nicely coordinated. And I'm undeveloped. It's a fork, but I have queen e4, so it's not that simple. Man, what a... there's two forks with the knight. That's pretty funny, actually. That's actually very funny. So I should probably take the knight. Probably take the knight, and now what? Trade some more stuff? Yeah, we're consolidating now, I think. I think we are. As long as I don't blunder in the time pressure here, we should be winning this game, I think. Actually, I have a couple ways I could do this. That's an interesting move. It's running out of pieces. We have this. We have 97. Yeah, this is a big deal. Let's just defend it. Let's just position the knight here. Probably just bring the king up, push the pawn, and win. No stalemate traps. I mean, I guess if you're not sure what to do, you just get another queen, right? When in doubt, get extra queens. That's what I always say. When in doubt, just get the queens. We did it. We did it. All right. Got above 2,400. Woohoo. Oh, that's an interesting graph. So we were clearly losing in the opening, and then something happened. I wonder what it was. I bet I was losing right here. Yeah. E5 was the best choice. Okay. Queen C6 was actually better because of this bishop coming here. That was their blunder. That was their blunder. They needed to play F4 right now. That's a hard move to play because kind of looks like you're just giving up some material, but no. You're just going to castle, and I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. So, yeah, King E7 was the best move. And then H6, and then Queen takes C8. So I'm just curious, if I would have played this, Knight H3, and if I would have sacked, what's happening here? Yeah, if they take me, I'm in good shape. Oh, well, I thought I was in good shape. Hold on, what's going on here? Knight F4, not that simple. This is nasty, actually. Yeah, it's good that I didn't do that. I probably would have lost. It's good that I noticed that Queen takes C8 just traps the knight. And then it was just a question of, can we hold on and not lose the game? I was setting up a little sneaky trick here. Takes. Bishop H6 with the pin. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I played a bunch of moves that were like pretty good. They weren't the best moves, but they were a lot of pretty good moves. And it was enough for me to hold on. Of course, we can't fall for the trick here because of this guy. All right. That's going to do it, guys. I need to stop here. 2,400, we made it. I think we got some of the rust off. Back in the zone a little bit there at the end. See you guys next time. As always, stay sharp, play smart, take care. Yeah, thanks for being here, Rob. Appreciate you. And everybody else, too.